carry strategy should be without at least one, but preferably more than one, edged tool. The quantity and type of edged tool depends on your mission. For purposes of this conversation, we're talking primarily about civilian everyday carry and civilian self-defense. With the exception of the Gerber multi-tool, carrying a blade is primarily for the purpose of self-defense. A folder like this can also be useful as a cutting tool for things like opening boxes, envelopes, and other utilitarian tasks. These two have unique self-defense missions, with this final blade also being useful in an on-the-trail or a bit more rustic environment. So let's talk about each of these in turn. This is a very old Gerber brand multi-tool. I think it was one of the first ones ever made. Actually, that's a joke. But it's standard multi-tool class, and it has the normal kind of capabilities. I have used this thing for many activities when having some needle nose or wire cutters or any number of blades or screwdriver tips has been necessary. This is with me at all times, but not on my person. This is carried in my everyday carry bag, which is a 511 tactical Moab 6 bag. Very useful. If you do not have a multi-tool, you really should get one, and you really should make sure that it's available to you all the time as part of your everyday carry environment. The next type of blade that should be part of your everyday carry strategy and on your person at all times when practical is a folder. The clip allows it to be clipped usually to trouser pockets. This is a very sturdy folder. It's the Emerson Reliant Wave. It is extremely durable, has a Tanto type blade, and what's good about this is in a rescue situation you can get close and under to cut something, to cut a person out if you need to, and this edge won't cut the person. You still have to exercise caution because it's still a blade. This has the patented Emerson Wave feature, and what this does is, when in the pocket, the wave catches on the edge of the pocket and then causes the blade to deploy on the way out of the pocket. So it's a very smooth action in a self-defense situation. The blade itself, when open, is extremely tough and can take quite a bit of beating. The steel blade is 154 cm stainless, and it's stone washed. Notice the fit in the hand. Is excellent in a defense situation, and is also excellent in just normal, I have to, as a box cutter or some other utilitarian tool. To redeploy the blade, you just down on the bottom. So a folder should be part of your everyday equipment. pay particular attention to the quality of the clip. How it's secured to the knife, make sure that the clip is going to stay firm and not loosen, and then you have a potential for losing the knife. I've gone through a couple where this was not done well, and I decided you get what you pay for, and I decided to go with the Emerson Reliant Wave. Now, this particular blade retails for about $200. You can get some a little less than that, but if you want a blade that's going to be very useful and last a long time, this is one you should consider. But a folder should be part of your everyday carry strategy and should be on you at all times. The next type of blade we'll talk about is many times referred to as a neck knife. That's a knife that's worn around the neck. In this case, a lanyard is worn around the neck, and then this goes next to the scanner in between your shirt, or shirts, a sweatshirt, or whatever. And then it's accessed by pulling on the lanyard to expose the blade. This is primarily a defensive type tool, a last resort. Sometimes people refer to it as a get off me knife. The blade is less than 2 inches long, so it's not going to go too deep, but it is a tanto blade, and I'll show you the blade in a minute. The point here is that you should seriously consider having a backup get off me type tool on you or very close to you. I have the option to, sometimes I wear this, and sometimes I have it connected to my everyday carry bag, so this is with me all the time. But let's talk a little bit about what a knife like this is like. So it's accessed by a quick pull, and as you can see, there's a little bit of jimping up here, and it's get off me, get off me, get off me, poke, poke. This is a full tanto blade, so it's intended to inflict damage on someone at the last minute. This is also can be used as a good retention defense tool for defending against someone trying to take your firearm in that case. This is made by Ryan Johnson for CRKT, or Columbia River Knives and Tools. This is a chrome moly blade. It's a full tang blade, so it makes it very sturdy. This feels very comfortable in the hand. Again, it's designed as a working tool in case you need to have somebody get off you now. The story is that Ryan Johnson's daughter, who is a young girl, looked at the design and she says, I have a name for this. And he says, well, what is that? And she called it the no bother. And he goes, why? And she said, well, if somebody sees this, they're not going to bother you. So this is actually called the no bother knife, sold by CRKT, made and designed for them by Ryan Johnson. Now, I really like this blade because it secures well, it hangs upside down well, it's not going, the blade's not going anywhere. You can also secure it to other gear. This secures to another attachment that goes into a molly, and I'll show you that. Now, the part of the no bother knife that comes with it, that attaches to this buckle, is this other piece. Now, this is designed to fit through a set of molly loops. So it goes through, you thread it through the two mollies, and then you just pull it back down, and these little parts to the strap just secure it so that you can attach your no bother knife easily, and now you have it with you all the time, so you can deploy right from the bag. From anything that has moly webbing on it, you can attach the no bother get off me knife. It's a really unique setup, and I carry this either on me or on my everyday carry bag at all times. The next type of blade that you should consider owning, which may or may not be an everyday carry for you depending on where you live, but a full tang, no nonsense blade like this. This is very sturdy, can take a lot of beating. It fits nice into the hand. Jimping on the top gives you a nice fit. Now, some people don't like serrations, but depending on how you use your blade, the serrations here tend to help cut through certain materials. This is a very good self-defense knife. Now, I personally am not a knife fighter, don't intend to be. My goal is to not have somebody stay grappled with me. So this will probably, this is for me, the way I carry this, is my alternative or secondary if I'm in close quarters and I can't get to my firearm or my less lethal tools. This is a 4.5-inch blade. This is seriously a deadly weapon, and if you pull this in self-defense, you really need to be following the self-defense guidelines or rules or the law in the state in which you live. This is the Echo knife from Surefire. It is no nonsense. It's not designed to be flashy. It's designed to get the job done, whatever that job needs to be. It fits into a Kydex sheath, very secure, so it can be a larger neck knife if you're going to be wearing this outside of your webbing gear. You can affix this in many different ways to your gear. It comes with a buckle. In this case, this is made to fit over your belt. This is 1.5 inches. And then the inside, there is a sharpener if you need to sharpen the blade. The blade holds its sharpness very well, but they throw this in there just in case you need to touch up your blade. So I carry this on my weak side, and when I draw from the sheath, I'm drawing this way, and then my hand braces, and now I have a lot of force in forward motion and a lot of slicing force. The goal is to get someone off of you so you can back away and get away, or back away and go to your primary firearm if you need to do that. On the trail, in camp, this is an excellent tool for taking care of almost anything that you need to take care of that requires a blade other than chopping down a tree. Wouldn't try to use this today, it would take too long. But if you don't have a knife of this class and quality in your blade tool set, I would suggest you get one. There are thousands of brands. What you should look for, some kind of sheath. I prefer Kydex. Easy to get the knife in and out. Full tang, pretty thick tang. If you should have it secure well in the handle. Have it engineered in such a way that it's going to stay firm in your hand. That's why I prefer jipping. This is very good jipping up here and some more in the back. The blade is not sharp here, so again, if you need to do some work, cutting the person out of something, you can do that and not cut them. Still being careful. Surefire Echo knife. Now this retails for about $200, $250. But at the end of the day, you get what you pay for. So in summary, you really need two types of tool with you as part of your everyday carry. You really should have a multi-tool of some type. They're not that expensive today. This is old school, but it still has lasted a long time. You should have a folder. You should have a folder that can be very robust, that's easy to deploy in the blade. There are several of those out there. You get what you pay for. They must be sturdy or you're going to end up throwing it away. It'll break and you'll just end up buying a different one. One of the things to consider is if you're left-handed, some of the clips can mount on the other side. This one does not. So you would have to go to someone or have the holes drilled on the other side to move the clip. Two defensive knife types. One is a get-off-me blade or a neck knife, and the last one is a get-busy defense utility tool that's really intended to inflict quite a bit of damage in close quarter combat in self-defense. I don't encourage people as a civilian to look for a knife fight. Not unless you have made up your mind that you're going to get cut and you're going to bleed a lot and end up in the ER along with whoever your opponent is. Forget what you see on TV. These four types you should have, and that will round out your self-defense blade strategy.